As we age, something profound happens in the relationship with our grown children. You've spent years nurturing them, teaching them, maybe even putting their dreams before your own. But then, one day you notice a shift. Perhaps they brush off your advice, speak to you with impatience, or treat you as if your wisdom no longer matters. It stings, it's confusing, and if you're honest, it might even make you angry. If you're feeling disrespected by your adult children, you're not alone, and you're not powerless. You might be tempted to lecture them, to remind them of all you've sacrificed, but let me share a secret that rarely works. Instead, there's a wiser, more graceful way to reclaim the respect you deserve without conflict, without ultimatums, and without losing the connection you cherish. Today, I'm sharing 6 powerful actions you can take when your children don't show you the respect you've earned. These are practical, transformative steps that shift how they see you, not as a parent they can overlook, but as a person they admire. Some of these ideas might challenge you, but stick with me until the end because I promise you'll walk away with a clear plan to restore your place in their hearts. Let's dive in. Action 1. Let go of needing their validation. One of the biggest traps we fall into as parents is seeking validation from our children. Maybe you find yourself going above and beyond cooking their favorite meals when they visit, agreeing to their plans even when it's inconvenient, or holding back your opinions to avoid rocking the boat. You hope that by doing more, they'll value you more. But here's the hard truth. The more you seek their validation, the less they respect you. Respect flows from confidence, not from pleasing others. When you prioritize their approval over your own self-worth, you teach them that your needs are secondary. And over time, they may start taking you for granted. I knew a woman named Clara, a vibrant grandmother who ran her own bakery for decades. In her later years, she bent over backward for her kids, babysitting at a moment's notice, loaning money she couldn't spare, staying quiet when they spoke sharply. "I just want them to need me," she confided, but her efforts backfired. Her children began expecting her help without gratitude, and Clara felt invisible. Then she made a change. She started saying no when she needed to. She voiced her thoughts even when they disagreed. She showed them she valued herself. At first they were surprised, but soon they began to see her not just as mom, but as a woman with her own strength. The respect followed. If your children don't respect you, stop chasing their validation. Value your own time, opinions, and needs. Say no when it's right for you. Speak up with kindness, but firmness. When you show self-respect, they'll start mirroring it back to you. Action 2. Respond with calm, not conflict. When your children dismiss your ideas, interrupt you, or speak with a tone that feels condescending, your instinct might be to push back. You want to remind them who raised them to demand they listen. But arguing rarely changes hearts. It often escalates tension and reinforces their view that they can unsettle you. Respect isn't won through heated words. It's earned through the quiet strength of how you carry yourself. Think about it. When has an argument ever made someone admire you more? Instead, respond with calm authority. Show them you're unshaken. I knew a man named Henry, a retired mechanic who could fix anything with his hands. At family gatherings, his adult kids would cut him off or roll their eyes when he shared stories. At first, Henry snapped back frustrated, but the arguments only widened the gap. Then he tried something different. When interrupted, he'd pause, smile, and say, "I'll finish my thought when you're ready." When dismissed, he'd nod and calmly change the subject. He didn't fight for respect, he modeled it. Over time, his kids noticed his steadiness. They began listening not because he demanded it, but because his presence commanded it. If your children disrespect you, don't argue. Hold your ground with grace. Speak with clarity and confidence, and let your composure show them what respect looks like. If you're finding this helpful, drop the number 2 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss our weekly wisdom for living your best years. Action 3. Cultivate emotional independence. As parents, we pour our hearts into our children, and it's natural to want their love and attention in return. But when we rely on them to fill our emotional tank, the dynamic shifts. They sense that need, and it can feel like pressure. Instead of drawing closer, they may pull away, treating you with impatience or distance. The truth is, people respect those who stand on their own emotionally. I met a woman named Ruth, a retired nurse, who lived for her kids' phone calls after her husband passed. When they didn't call, she'd reach out repeatedly, leaving voicemails about how much she missed them. But her kids grew distant, feeling burdened by her neediness. One day, Ruth decided to change. She joined a gardening club, started painting, and reconnected with old friends. She focused on her own joy. Suddenly, her kids noticed. They called, more curious about her new hobbies. They respected her, not because she needed them, but because she didn't. If your children don't respect you, start building your own emotional strength. Find joy in hobbies, friendships, or personal goals. Show them you're whole without their constant attention. When you're emotionally independent, they'll value your presence more freely. Action 4. Establish clear boundaries. Respect often fades when boundaries are absent. If your children speak rudely, ignore your requests, or treat your time as unimportant, it's not always because they mean to hurt you. It's because you've allowed it. Boundaries aren't about punishment. They're about teaching others how to treat you. Without them, disrespect becomes a habit. I knew a man named Walter, a former firefighter who was a hero in his community. But at home, his adult children took him for granted. They'd cancel plans last minute, speak sharply, or expect him to drop everything for them. Walter hated conflict, so he let it slide. But the disrespect grew. Finally, he set boundaries. When his daughter snapped at him, he said calmly, "I'm happy to talk when we can speak kindly." When his son canceled plans, Walter didn't reschedule immediately. He prioritized his own commitments. His kids were shocked at first, but they adapted. They began treating him with care because he showed his time and feelings mattered. If your children don't respect you, decide what behavior you'll accept. Communicate it clearly and enforce it consistently. Boundaries show you value yourself, and that earns respect. If this resonates, comment number 4 below and let me know you're still here. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights to thrive in your golden years. Action 5. Give with intention, not habit. As parents, giving comes naturally, time, advice, support, even money. But when your giving goes unappreciated, it can breed resentment instead of respect. If your children expect your help without gratitude, they may see it as their right, not a gift. To regain respect, give thoughtfully, not automatically. I knew a woman named Doris, a retired librarian who was always there for her kids. She'd drive hours to help with errands, offer unsolicited advice, and never asked for thanks. But her kids rarely acknowledged her efforts, and when she needed support, they were too busy. Doris felt used, so she shifted her approach. She stopped offering help unless asked. She gave advice only when invited, and she started saying, "I'd love to help, but let's plan it together." Her kids began to see her efforts as valuable, not guaranteed. Their gratitude and respect grew. If your children don't respect your giving, pause and assess. Are you giving more than they value? Start giving with intention and make it clear your support is a choice, not an obligation. This shift will teach them to appreciate you. Action 6. Create a vibrant life of your own. One of the most powerful ways to earn respect is to show your children that your world doesn't revolve around them. As parents, it's easy to make our kids the center of our lives, but as they grow, that can make you seem like you have no purpose outside of them. People respect those who live fully pursuing passions, building connections, and embracing their own journey. I knew a man named Leonard, a widower in his 80s, who felt his kids saw him as just dad. After his wife passed, he leaned heavily on them for company, calling often and expecting visits. But they grew distant, feeling overwhelmed. Then Leonard joined a local theater group, started hiking with a senior club, and even took up photography. His kids were amazed. They'd ask about his latest play or trail adventure. They respected him because he was living, not waiting. If your children don't respect you, ask, do they see you as a person with your own life? Pick up a new hobby, volunteer, or reconnect with friends. Show them you're thriving. When you live vibrantly, they'll admire you for it. If this hits home, comment number 6 below. And if you're not subscribed, join our community for more wisdom to live boldly. Final thoughts. Respect from your children isn't something you can force, it's something you inspire. If they're treating you with less care or consideration, don't let anger guide you. Instead, try these 6 actions. Let go of needing their validation, because self-respect breeds respect. Respond with calm, because your strength speaks louder than arguments. Cultivate emotional independence, because people value those who stand tall alone. Establish boundaries, because you teach others how to treat you. Give with intention, because unappreciated generosity loses its power. And create a vibrant life, because a full life commands admiration. When you embrace these steps, something beautiful happens. Your children will see you not as a parent they can overlook, but as a person they look up to. Respect will return, not because you demanded it, but because you lived it. Thank you for watching today. In the comments, share one lesson you're taking away and how you'll use it. Your stories inspire us all. If you found this valuable, like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this wisdom. We're here to help you live your best years with purpose and pride. See you in the next video.